Hey guys, Sloppy Joe here. So I want to do a real quick project video for you guys and kind of update you on what I've done this week. And just a very small project, very easy to do, and mostly because I've been thinking about doing it for a while and finally just decided, okay, I'm going to buy all the parts and pieces and do the necessary things to put the project together. So I'm going to give you guys a couple still images, and it'll give you a really good idea of where we're going with this video. So here are those images. So now that you've seen those, you get an idea of where we're going with this. So what we started off with was a set of Russian laminate wood furniture for an AK, obviously, upper and lower handguard. And they were unissued, unfinished. They had a very slight grit to them. I don't want to say that they were rough. They just need a little finish work, and then of course some kind of top coat, whether it be high gloss, low gloss, matte, whatever it is, or unfinished. Maybe some people don't want to put anything on. So I did some sanding just to smooth them out a little bit, and then I just threw on probably, I'd say 10 to 12 coats if I remember correctly. I just used this Formby's traditional, it's just high gloss tung oil. Nothing really fantastic about it. I just happen to have this can laying around. I've had this can for years. I've done several sets of wood furniture with it. So the next question is, how do you apply it? I would use a new microfiber cloth. Don't use paper towels, things like that. The little white fibers in there can get in the oil, and then gets on the wood, and then it dries, and you've got these little white fibers. You got to go back, sand it off, start over again. So don't use anything with the white fibers, paper towels, things like that. Or even, I would say, white cotton cloth. Just anything with white fibers. Use something darker, preferably, because if you do get some kind of a dark fiber in there, it's hard to see. You might not have to go back and redo it. So anyway, what we ended up with is kind of a guinea pig. I've yet to see anybody else do this. I haven't looked that hard, but as far as I know, I'm one of the first people to do this. So what we ended up with is SAM7SF. That's the Bulgarian milled receiver, side folding, AK variant rifle, Bulgarian, like I said, and it now has wood furniture. And the reason it has wood furniture is because I really, really like wood furniture, especially on AKs. To me, an AK is only proper if it's wearing the wood furniture. Now, I know in modern times, everyone prefers the plastics because they're lighter, they are arguably more rugged, and the polymers hold up better in different environments, whether it be hot, extreme colds, etc., etc. But since this is not going into a war zone, I am not fighting in the middle of Siberia, and I'm not fighting in the middle of a desert. It is living its life in a suburban neighborhood of Washington State. I can put wood on it, and it'll live a long, happy life and be perfectly fine. So that's what I did. So I don't know about you guys, but I think it turned out fantastic. Again, I am a big fan of wood on an AK, and this suits my likes perfectly. This is, as far as I'm concerned now, this is just a perfect weapon. Milled, cold hammer forged barrel, side folding stock, and wood furniture. So, of course, you know, most modern AKs start off wearing this plastic furniture, which is great. I just like wood. So, in order to do this, if you have a SAM7SF or some kind of a stamped receiver AK variant, and you're thinking about going from the polymer to the wood, in most cases it's pretty much just a straight swap on the stamped receiver guns. Now on milled guns, it might be a little bit of a chore, only because these little tangs or these tabs that are either molded into the plastic or cut into the wood, they're different from one to the other. So in order to make this, which is a milled, in order to make a piece of wood, or even a stamped receiver handguard, which is what this is. This is a plumb lower handguard that I modified to fit into a stamped, or I'm sorry, into a milled receiver. And what you have to do, and hopefully you can see this, is you have to basically shave or cut about 1/16 of an inch on either side to narrow this tab just ever so slightly. Like I said, it's about 1/16 of an inch on either side. And then what you have to do is you have to shave the height down about 1/16 of an inch overall. You have to just lower that just ever so slightly in order for it to fit into a milled receiver. The front part fit fine, you know, that's pretty much interchangeable. It's just this back tab needs to be modified. So working with a piece of wood, it's the same deal. This came set up to drop right into a stamped gun. So to make it work in a milled rifle, it's the same thing. You just have to, you have to take off a little bit of material on each side, and you want to work slow because, like the old rule goes with working with materials, is it's easy to take off a little at a time. You can't add it if you've gone too far. So just work a little at a time, test fit, adjust as you need, take a little bit more off, test fit, and you should be fine. So it might take a little bit of time, but you'll get there. The important thing is do it right the first time, because some of these really nice upper-lower handguards, they can be $50-$60 for a set for the really nice, unissued, not banged up ones. Now, of course, you could buy the cheaper used sets and refinish them, which is another fun project all on its own. So anyway, the other thing you may have to do is on this upper handguard, to make it fit inside the two tabs on the gas tube, you may have to trim some of the material at the front or the back. Now, for this weapon, I had to trim, again, about another 1/16 of an inch on front and back on the wood to get this to slide in and rotate into the hand or into this top gas tube properly and have a nice tight locking fit. So again, just a little bit of woodworking, a little here, a little there, test fitting, and eventually it went. So that was it, and I think it looks beautiful. I don't really have anything else to say other than, like I said, I've been thinking about doing something like this. I haven't seen anyone else that's done it, so I decided to kind of just do it, see how it looked out, or see how it came out. And I'm thrilled with it. I really like it a lot, especially with a Bakelite magazine in there. It looks fantastic. So that's really it. It took me about a week, only because, like I said, I put on 10 to 12 coats of the oil, and you really want to let the oil set up, give it a good hour or two to dry fully, and then reapply. So I would come home from work, throw a coat of oil on, let it dry for an hour or two, do another coat, let it dry, and then throw on like a third coat, go to bed, and then I would do that all over again the next day. So I think 3 days I did that. So I ended up with 10 coats, I think. And if I have to, I can always add more. No big deal. But the end result was well worth it, and especially for the looks, the aesthetics, and just kind of that old school, almost harkens back to the first generation of milled AKs that were out back in the 40s and the 50s. So that's it. If you have a milled rifle and you're thinking about doing a set of wood hand grips on it, now you know kind of what you have to go through. I got the wood hand grips from Apex Gun Parts, I believe, and they have lots of different what's the word I'm looking for? Surplus. Thank you. Sorry, been a long day. They have a lot of surplus type parts, things like that for AKs, whatnot. I also had to get a new gas tube, only because I donated this gas tube to my SGL-21, which I converted to wood. So I needed a new gas tube. So anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any comments, questions, anything like that, specifically pertaining to this or anything else regarding this or something related, let me know. I'll do my best to answer the question. So, but that's it. Hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully you guys, if you've thought about doing something similar, do it. Don't be scared to change it up. After all, these are our weapons, and might as well have fun with them. So, that's it. Thanks for viewing, guys. We'll talk to you later.